All right, everybody, welcome back to another On Cycle Reacts. This one is, it might sound a little self-serving, I think, maybe for us, but we've had a lot of requests for it.
Yeah.
So we decided to sit down and do it. This little trip down memory lane for Robbie and I. We're both performers in this show.
Yep.
So it's a lot of fun. This is a really, really great year for the core.
We may say so ourselves.
Yeah,
Right? It was a show that we were very excited the whole year.
Yeah,
to perform.
day one. I remember membership day going, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, like,
it was
this
wild.
is something
we
different.
say it all the time. If you listen to the opening hit, we are just hammering a high B flat on the mellophones, which is not necessarily a super high note, but we play it.
It's in the stack range for mellophone,
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of in the stack range for us, especially for a weekend activity. And we play it just forever, the entire show.
Four entire measures.
Yeah, I mean, just as loud as you can. It was the first 18, 20 bars we got of the season, and we were just on there.
Yeah.
Like Robbie and I say all the time, it's the best both of our chops were all season.
Oh,
We
yeah.
played
Best
so high.
chops I've ever had my entire life because we just wail on a B flat.
Yeah, this whole season was crazy for us.
Yeah.
It is one of 3 DCA shows that were a 99 or higher in all of DCI's.
A 99 flat.
Yeah.
Right? 99
so-
0.
Yeah, 99-0. It was the last championship show of the DCA. Now DCI all age, but before it used to be called DCA.
And the last competitive show ever of DCA.
Yeah.
This is on last.
The last competitive run ever for DCA.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a cool historical what's the word I'm looking for? Not nostalgic.
Nostalgic is
Nostalgic.
yeah.
Nostalgic.
Yeah.
Nostalgic.
And also, I think one of the benefits of doing this is that because we march this show, we can provide some insight, right? We can go, oh, look at this part, or here's what we had to do for that.
Right.
Gives you that insider scoop that we don't know, and we're just watching like a SCV or Blue Coat show and being like, wow, sure is cool.
Yeah, exactly. So the name of the show is Can't Stop, Won't Stop. The idea is obviously that the entire time, and you can press play now.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's this opening play.
The
We'll
entire
wheel out our
time.
1,000 multicolored props.
So the entire time, there should be somebody moving on the field at any given time, whether it's the color guard, the horn line, or the drum line. Somebody's always going. Fun fact about the giant prop rolling out: it took us no less than 45 minutes to build it, and every single
time. Yeah,
every single day. I was the prop crew
sometimes
manager.
twice a day because we'd have a rehearsal then a show.
Yep, any show day we had to do it twice because we'd have to build it for rehearsal, take it apart, and repack it for. That took 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on how fast we wanted to move. It took about a 20-person team to do it, and it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. And but it's the prop from Blue Stars.
Downtown West 2022. I know.
The Downtown West High School marching band.
That's not untrue. They did the mountain show.
True, yeah.
But yeah, it's from Blue Stars 2019.
Yes,
Call of the Mountain or Call of the Wild, whatever it was.
Call of the Wild, the big mountain that they had. That's the same prop. It's been purchased a few times, moved around, and gone around. So if you didn't know where it was or where it comes from, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's this big giant monster
right.
thing.
Let's switch this.
Oh yeah, there you go. We can see a little bit better, right?
They can see we got that right. We got the props. We took most of the mountain-like decals off of it, although some of them are pieces of metal, so you can't really. But
Yeah.
basically cover those in
is our final competing
know,
this evening.
neon tape.
From
And then we've got a few
the Buccaneers.
wooden cakes, we called them.
Yes.
They looked like wedding cakes that we would wheel around. Those are on the right. You see the horn line running into them right now. Right?
Yeah,
Not
it's
running
the
into them.
35, I think, right now.
Yeah. But so, as you were kind of saying earlier, the whole idea of the show is like never stopping, right?
Right.
It's basically perpetual motion. Our designers kept telling us it wasn't a perpetual motion show, and we were like,
But that's what it was.
Perpetual motion show.
That's what we're like, yeah, we're going to do that.
Rather, perpetual motion's one of the recurring motifs.
Yeah.
You can see, right? We're walking out. We don't just go to set, right? People start breaking off and they start moving the whole time, right? I'm somewhere near the back corner for a second. We see some of the horns.
I think I'm still behind the prop right now because I rolled the big prop out, so I'm still like walking out. I come probably somewhere like midfield and come walk up.
If we can see
but
you
I'm
standing by
all
this
the way up
point.
front. Oh, there I am. I think I'm walking up the 20-yard line right now, or the
we can see
40-yard line.
there's a few people that are paused, so we can like have a have an idea of where the opening set is, but all the rest of us just milling around.
Yeah.
Switch back and forth between having our horns up and having our horns on the side. I tell you, it was a cool moment, but I'd be marching around. I'd be like, my legs are already. I'm like, Because I'd be like, like technique.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
My shins were hurting a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was nice to just kind of chill. It was nice to kind of march and feel the ground.
Yeah, right.
And kind of get a good idea. That's the one best thing I think about pre-show stuff is that it gives the core member the opportunity to kind of settle in a little bit more and kind of get a feel for the field and what's around them. Get some of the jitters out. You kind of just it makes it a little easier, I think, personally.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, even in all the previous year's shows,
Yeah.
every time you walk onto the field, you take a few marching steps on it, and you're like, oh, I feel what it is,
Yeah.
Sometimes you go onto a field and it feels like they basically just put green felt over concrete.
Yeah, which is what it was when the first original AstroTurf fields were like that. So.
And sometimes you get out and it feels like a freaking gymnastics floor, and you're like, what is this?
If you look right now, there's a person who started in the very back.
Yeah, right.
All the way back. Yeah, we're pointing at it like you can see that.
Yeah, right. But so now I do the same thing. Right? Now it's the show proper. You see people like building in.
Yeah, going across the 50 right now. That's me.
Right.
Just cruising the front sideline.
Putting hands up, being like, stop.
Don't stop. Presenting the
you'll see the mellophone player coming across.
Yeah, she's just walking in halftime, basically.
Yeah.
The Reading Buccaneers.
Hey, Andy. She's coming in right now. She finishes right as we get started. Perfect.
Here's the Ballad.
Forever.
I love just a big punch you in the face opening impact.
Yeah. Yeah, I smoked that C the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so nice. I'm so happy about it. Hit it, Jackson.
So fun fact, this whole movement's at 210. We were told explicitly throughout the season we'd be in 105, which is what the piece was written in, the smattering of 210.
It's 210 the whole time.
It's 210 the entire time. Oh, this part was a timing nightmare. There I am. Look, Gary, there I am. Trumpets sound great in this opening part. Such a fun opening piece.
I was breathing for my life right here already.
Oh yeah, so tired already.
So tired.
The camera cuts.
That's me with really bad lean back technique.
Turn around. Or no, right, we put our arms around, then turn around, and we sprint backwards.
Oh, yeah, you can't see. We're getting this big circle right now,
Yeah.
and we're just flying backwards.
Oh
For no
yeah, now
reason.
we're spinning a whole bunch.
Thanks,
Great choreo
Steve.
here, but And then what's this? Trombones in my good DCA core? We thought all season that moment was going to get cut because it was just a circle drill at 210.
So hard.
Surprisingly effective in finals, though. Elbow came a little too hot.
That's me.
Yeah, probably.
It is.
For context, there's me taking 60 to 5 backup steps in the bottom right corner. But that the little quiet section, that was loud the whole season, and then they were like, we're getting feedback from the judges that we don't have enough dynamic contrast.
210. It's
It's
was
a ridiculous
so-
speed. It's not a real speed.
It was
it's
so hard. Like I was dying all year.
Yeah.
Like
Honestly, it's the music. We're very lucky that the overall visual design, the music is so effective, and we sound good in the horns because it distracts you from
how bad our feet are. It's terrible.
The feet are. And
Yeah.
here's the thing: is right. It's not about being perfect. Sometimes it's about being good enough.
Good.
And our feet were good enough that you don't like. It's such a fun piece and such a cool, piece of movement, and it has such energy to it. It's it feels to me a lot like a Coach 16.
Yeah.
Right? Really hard. It might not be the cleanest thing, but somehow it doesn't stop it from being really effective.
Yeah, it's
Right?
here's the thing too is when you're moving that fast. I also think, especially if you're not taking large steps, I don't think it's.
It was very small steps.
Yes, it was a lot of
basically the
small
whole
steps.
time.
You
How
don't
does-
have to worry about it being as clean because you can kind of hide because there's no space between the legs.
Yeah,
right?
It's your legs don't have as much space to bend.
Correct.
Right?
Well, it's not about them bending. It's about like just move the phasing that what happens.
Yeah, timing as
when
well.
you're out
Yeah.
of time. Like because there's a lot of phasing going on in there if you really really look closely.
Oh,
But
yeah.
You kind of can't notice it because the step size is smaller, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, if you're doing big steps, like especially horizontal,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
parallel to the sideline, it's way easier to notice that.
So simple. Yeah.
Much less, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to hide the dirt in here.
Thanks, Black
Yeah.
Pants. So
Also, just gotta say that I don't know about you, but those last couple of notes when we did like the big like halftime section right at the end, the F and the F sharp, I was just like, tone is out the window. I am playing these as loud as humanly possible.
So I was dying all
I was towards the
season.
back though.
I was in the back. That was the very back row
Mm-hmm.
in that too. And I had to back up from the very front row. So I was just hauling ass backwards.
Yeah,
the
I was-
entire
I
time.
was hauling it
By the
during that
time I
time.
was back there, I was so out of breath. I couldn't play any of the runs. So I would just went everywhere instead of
Maybe that's why I was-
I was
That's
just
why I was playing it so loud.
I was just smoking. I was just smoking
Just on the
that-
sustains?
Sustains, yeah. That's all I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I could do at that point.
I was blasting on it. Maybe it's because I knew that you were hurting, so I knew we need a little,
Just
little extra
more,
oomph.
just a little more gumph in there, yeah. So anyway,
Let's
yeah.
see what this ballad's got to offer.
This ballad is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Notice we basically did not stand still at all for the ending of that.
Yeah.
As
we
soon as we
stopped
put
and immediately took a step backwards.
Yeah, this whole like hands on the back thing was a nightmare to figure out and clean, but it does look very cool by the end of it, right? It's one of those moments you can pretty much only stage,
Yeah.
but I do like it. So let's see, learn how to lift up a little bit when we're running. Oh, I do love the little trumpet hop.
Yeah. Little kiss toes.
Classic, just playback field. Trombones sound good this year too. We're lucky to have 6 pretty strong trombone players, you know. Oh, there he is. There's Jackson. So the guy on the guitar is our friend Jackson. He's marched here basically since 2017. He's also a professional touring guitarist.
Yeah.
Right, with I think a blues band, but we basically built this whole show around him.
Yeah.
Like Jackson will play guitar and be featured the entire time. And he went, yes,
There I
of
am.
course.
There goes me.
Yeah. That's when we jump up.
Oh, there's me
There we
and
are.
you. That's right. We
Yeah.
were sitting next to each other.
We would get up around there in between reps, just mess around.
Yeah.
Jackson the whole.
My favorite part here. At one
Oh,
point
yeah.
mid-season, I came in here and I was like, I'm going to baseball slide into this. You can't see it. I'm right at
Yeah.
the very end. And I come in and slide in.
Yeah, you can
Can't
see you
it.
laying down though at least.
Yeah. I slide like 5 yards into the set.
There he is. The one part of the show where you just sit still. All right.
So right toward the finals, right at the end.
For context,
I'm not sure
yeah.
if you can hear it or not. Maybe we'll pull.
You can
pull
hear
that.
it if you listen close.
The initial pitch on it is good, and then it just goes awful
Yeah.
from there.
So we got a little cheeky mid-season. Like you said, our chops were feeling great that season, And the whole time, we love stacking in Metal Land. So,
Yeah.
of course, every time there's a stack or a sustain, especially if it ends only on like a B flat or something, we're always like, well, if we took it up
A little higher, right?
A little bit higher.
Yeah, come on.
And at some point, we started messing around with an E flat, and then we were trying to figure out the rehearsal. We were just in a rehearsal day, and we were running the Ballad hit just over and over and over again. And I forget what triggered it, but we just looked at each other and we were like,
Want to try?
we just try it. We just play it.
See what happens.
Right? Just see what happens. And it was honestly, I think we damned ourselves with that first rep that we tried
Yeah.
it because
Oh,
we
yeah.
tried it and it was like
Perfect. Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
song over
beautiful.
everything. We're like,
not too loud, not
Yeah.
too soft, right? Nice and in tune.
yep.
And they were like, let's try that
Let's
again.
do it every time.
And then eventually we would just, here's the thing is we just kept doing it and no one told us to stop explicitly.
Story of our drum corps career.
Right.
Is that we just kept doing stuff and nobody told me to stop doing
But told
it.
me to
so
stop doing it. So
We'll just keep doing it.
a
Yeah.
little out of tune
Yeah.
on the finals, but
Wasn't great.
So what, at least we're not sure who it was, but I think if we take 50% blame.
Yeah. Well, I
each-
think we talked about it before we started recording this. So we both accepted 50% of the blame on this. It was
Yeah.
probably both of us out of two.
It's probably,
Yeah, more than likely. Probably more him than me, but
Well,
yeah.
I also had, for some reason, this is weird, but the talked about having great chops this whole season. For
Yeah.
some reason, finals weekend, I had the worst chops ever.
Oh, I
don't know what
great.
happened.
I felt fantastic.
I had great the entire season. Every single rehearsal, I was blasting.
Yeah.
I was obviously tired some rehearsals,
Yeah,
but
of
like
course,
'cause
yeah.
they worked the hell out of us. But every season, I felt great. And then this one, I don't know
Toast.
what it was. Finals. I showed up and I was like, I literally the Thursday evening finals rehearsal that we had. I was like, I sound the worst I ever have. I can't play
I think I
anything
remember
right
you
now.
saying that too.
And it got gradually better.
Oh,
No,
better.
gradually better. Luckily.
Okay.
If we had played Thursday, I wouldn't have been able to hit any of the stacks. It would have been awful.
All right, let's finish this
Let's
thing
finish
off.
this out though. Oh, and of course, Melo's getting no rest. So like, hey, you get 4 beats
Yeah.
off, then you have to hold a C.
I played this entire C, one breath the whole way through.
I remember one time at our home show, I played it, and I took a breath and heard literally nobody. Literally, it was a freaky show. Sometimes just weird stuff happens. Oh, there I am. Yeah. We're doing some of the coolest choreography in all of DCA, and they're showing the drums. I get it, but cool feature. Love a good little restatement. Oh, it's even louder this time.
I smoked this C.
Oh yeah, I would just not play the F beforehand. I'm just gonna blast on this C.
I played both of them.
Yeah, that was just one of my breathing beats. I was like, I don't feel like playing it. The classic Barry's having their little soli moment, and they have to just do the most insane choreography during it. Poor bastards.
Little C pool in there.
Oh my god,
this
these
drill.
sets. They work.
Yeah.
We had to play them so much. Here's getting a little tired by this point. We're like, okay, power through.
Oh, I love this. The baritones in the background. You watch them, listen.
Oh yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. These small moments where like it's controlled are way harder than the loud ones.
Oh, yeah. Pass through.
Oh yeah. Mellows. Hauling. Just so out of breath.
Yeah.
So fast.
I was good through that whole section.
Such a drum corps, such a Bucks ending to this, and I love it. Love it. Found it eventually.
Yeah. This is a fun
Can't
show.
stop, won't stop, never stop. The Reading Buccaneers.
He just
All right.
bams. I love it.
Thanks.
All right.
That's announcer, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was fun is that you and I got to finish on the 50. Like,
Basically,
yeah,
yeah.
we're standing
Like
next to each
between
other.
the 50 and the 40,
Yeah,
basically.
it was
or-
whatever
right,
it was
like,
right there.
right-
Just off the side.
right in the
off
center.
yeah. So it was that was a fun show.
got to hear me sandbag through the entire G.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
Yep.
I'm not playing that.
Nobody was playing that G the most of the season, and I was like, I guess I got to do it. And I was like,
All the seconds were playing the G.
yeah, okay, yeah, the seconds. Come
Tiago
on.
was playing the G.
Tiago was, yeah, he always
Yeah.
does.
Mostly
And
me
then,
and Kristen sandbagging. I was like, I'm just gonna.
yeah, you guys were dying.
You guys want the G or the C? I can give you one or the other.
Don't worry, boys. I'm here. That's what I come from Tuba land. I just bring in all that beefy power from the bottom. So yeah, it's a fun show. It's a record setting show. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, DCA has had 3 99s in its lifetime. I got 2 of them, which is super fun.
I know. I only got
Yeah.
the one.
It's $09.
Neither of us
$12.
have the highest scoring show though.
Yeah, the 12 year.
Which we'll probably react to some point.
I could have had that one. There's not. We figured it out too. There's a
Could
not.
have been a contender.
That could have been me.
Yeah.
There's not a single person that was marching. At least I don't know about associated with the Corps. There's not a single person who marched all 3 of those shows.
Yeah.
Because it was the one that Heckman wasn't there for.
Exactly. I mean, it would be
And
Heckman-
Jim missed 23.
exactly. Jim is 23.
Yep.
Heckman had his 1 year of DCI in 2012.
Yep. And it's 1 year. Yeah. So and I came back.
And then you missed 2012 because
I just wasn't
away,
marching.
yeah, you
I,
were
I
away,
was.
yeah.
I had kids. I was
Yeah,
wasn't
right.
marching at that point. And so, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the show. That's our first, I guess, official DCI All Age React /
Yeah.
DCA All Age React.
Yeah, if you
whatever
want to
wanna call
know,
it.
if you want to make suggestions for other Bucks shows you want to see, do that.
Or,
Any
or
other
cabs or
Exactly.
old, maybe
Minnesota Brass
yeah.
or
whatever
yeah,
shows, whatever you're from.
any of them, right?
Send us your
what's
stuff.
Atlanta CV shows would be fun to do.
I'd love
right?
to do Atlanta CB show. That'd be fun. And whatever your favorite of those shows are, let's send us up to us.
Yeah, right.
We're not DCI elitists. You know, we'll
Hey, we'd
react
love
to
to
anything.
react to gives any more attention.
We've been doing
you
the
know.
things that, up to this point. We've been doing things that we really love and are fun. So now we're trying to branch out and kind of
Exactly.
see
Especially
some new
get some
things.
like genuine reactions or like shows that we haven't seen before.
Yeah,
you
that'd
know?
be super cool. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
No, I think
Well,
that's
I got one more thing. We originally for this planning set, the whole plan for this ending part was that we would have a little like post show where we would go back and like basically set up the opening set again to like one of the
To make it
ideas was
look-
like circular nature.
Yeah.
Right. But then we got such a big reaction from the ending that they were like, we don't want to put a tag on the
Yeah,
ending.
why
right.
are we doing that?
If you want to look at a great show that has a great, powerful ending and then a useless tag that kills the momentum, look at Crown 2017.
Yeah.
Great, awesome closer with the restatement of the little fugue. And then they're like, what if we did some pit stuff and everyone swirled into a circle at the end? And we're like, why?
Yeah,
And on a brass sustain.
yeah. I think there's some fun shows that do that correctly, like Boston 18.
Definitely. I think Blue Knights 15
Yeah,
does
yeah.
that. Yeah, right. Anything. I love a good down ending.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's just, sometimes it's a risk.
89 SCV Phantom of the Opera show. Yeah.
Maybe the best down ending of all time.
It's 89. Yeah,
88.
88, 89.
Yes.
Somewhere down there. I don't know.
Correct us in the comments.
Yeah, get in there and tell us we're wrong because that's what you guys love to
I
do.
can't. I
So, that's anyway. That's it. We'll just go off all over the place. So
Yeah, right. We'll start a podcast episode if no one stops us.
yeah.
All right. But yeah, if you like this one, let us know. Let us know what else you want us to react to. But until then, we'll catch you on the next one. Off cycle.